Live is Effie's attorney, Gloria Allred, our friend. Gloria, good to see you. Welcome.
You too. Hi, Alex. Hi, Marla.
All right, so let's get to it. So basically what Armie Hammer's team is saying is, not a great husband. He's into some weird things when it comes to in the bedroom, but he's not a rapist. And they say that she didn't complain about this at the time. She continued to see him for years after this incident. What made this particular incident not consensual, and why did she not say so at the time?
I'm not going to comment on what she said at the time, but I will say this. His attorneys, Alex, are saying that he wants to set the record straight. Well, let's see him do that by agreeing to be interviewed by the Los Angeles Police Department, by agreeing to answer all of their questions directly and not hiding behind his attorneys. Let's see him provide all emails or electronic communications, text, screenshots, and so forth to the LAPD between Armie Hammer and Effie. Let's see the whole thing rather than pulling out certain texts, which, by the way, I'm not going to confirm that they, in fact, are texts from Effie. But I will say that let's see him do this, step up, and be participating in this investigation. I challenge him to do it, Alex. Somehow I doubt that he will.
All right, well, let's bring up more of the statement from Armie Hammer's attorney, who is Andrew Bretler. He says this: Effie's own correspondence with Mr. Hammer undermines and refutes her outrageous allegations. It goes on to say, as recently as July the 18th, 2020, she sent graphic text to Mr. Hammer telling him what she wanted him to do to her. Mr. Hammer responded, making it clear that he did not want to maintain that type of relationship with her. We just saw that response in that text in Susan's story. So you say you're not going to confirm that these are in fact text messages from Effie. People are going to see these text messages. How do you describe them, and how do these help or hurt your case?
Well, all I can say is we certainly have provided what Effie believes to be supporting evidence of her allegations to the Los Angeles Police Department. And that is the way we're going to proceed. We're not going to be, in the court of public opinion battling by text. What we're going to do is be transparent with the Los Angeles Police Department, cooperate with them in their investigation in any way that they think is appropriate. And let's see Mr. Hammer do the same thing. Does he have the courage that Effie has? You know, it takes a lot to speak truth to power, and Effie is doing what she says is speaking her truth to power, because so many people do feel that they're afraid to speak out about celebrities because celebrities are loved and the person who is challenging them is unknown. So sometimes celebrities take advantage of the fact that maybe women will not be believed, that maybe women will be silenced with fear about speaking out against the rich and the powerful and the famous, for fear they won't be believed, or for fear there will be victim shaming, victim blaming, as exists here, exactly as I warned against in the press conference today. But it's 2021 right now, and women are not going to be intimidated into silence anymore.
So we know that the LAPD has opened some sort of investigation. They're not releasing a lot of details about that investigation yet. That's a criminal matter. Are you looking at this as a civil matter as well? Are you looking at a potential lawsuit against Armie Hammer?
Alex, we have no plans to file a civil lawsuit at this time, but I do represent many persons who allege they are victims of crimes, and persons do have a right to have a criminal attorney to represent them as victims in the criminal justice process. That's what I'm doing. And, you know, Mr. Hammer's attorneys are quite familiar with me. As I said many years ago, many decades ago, and it was quoted, they represent the Hollywood bad boys, and I represent the women they hurt.
So the incident that Effie described today, tearfully, that happened in 2017. What inspired her now to come forward?
Well, part of it, Marla, was that there was a statement issued by Mr. Hammer's attorneys suggesting that all of the women who are coming forward with allegations about Mr. Hammer, that all of that was consensual conduct. And she wanted to respond to that and allege that what she experienced with Mr. Hammer, that she alleges was not consensual, far from it. So that's one of the reasons. Also, there are many others who have been contacting her who allege that they were victimized by Mr. Hammer. Some of them are afraid to speak out. Some of them don't have the support that they need in order to feel that they can speak out. And so she feels that this is something she needs to do at this time, in a sense, for them as well.
Big picture question, not just about Armie Hammer, who is a very, very wealthy person, you know, the heir to the Arm and Hammer fortune himself, in addition to being a big Hollywood actor. But in terms of potential victims that are watching this that are scared, not necessarily just potential victims of Armie Hammer, but victims of sexual assault, sexual violence that are scared to come forward, your message to them tonight?
That, you know, victims have power. They can meet power with power. They should seek the advice of a private attorney before coming forward, because it is dangerous to come forward unless one really has the legal advice to know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, if they should do it at all, whether they should proceed to file a police report, whether they should file a civil lawsuit, neither of the above, seek a settlement confidentially. There's so many questions to be answered, and what kind of evidence they have. So I think that would be my advice to them. But fear is the weapon that keeps victims subordinated and keeps predators in general being able to prey on yet other victims, because they know that there will be no consequences. But nobody should underestimate women anymore, because these days there are consequences for hurting women.
Well, yeah, I know that I will never underestimate this woman. Gloria,
Thank you very much.
Or
Don't
this-
underestimate
or the other
Marley.
one. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gloria.
We appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Always a
Thank
pleasure to
you.
see you. Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much. And we
You
do
too.
welcome
You too.
Armie Hammer's attorney on the show if he wants to come on and respond. And we'd love to hear from Armie Hammer himself as well. Still